Let's see this fight's down to super middleweight at the moment. I know that Danny would like to move down to middleweight at some point. He feels like he'll be bigger and stronger, and if he thinks he can make it, it would be a good move. If he can do it and feel comfortable.
From Chatham, Kent, he's the real deal, Danny Shannon. And his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the red and gold, weighing in at 12 stone, 3.5 pounds. He comes to the ring with a 100% record. 7 wins from 7 professional fights. 3 inside the distance. From Bowers Gifford, Essex, Danny DIGNUM. Your referee in charge of the action is Mr. Jeffrey Hines. Your timekeeper to bell, Mr. Bob Edgeworth.
Okay, gentlemen, 6 rounds or less. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times.
Bit of a size difference between these two, possibly. It doesn't really look like it too much in the ring, but when you look at their records, Shannon has fought quite a few super welters. He lasted into the 6th round with James Metcalf, for example, which is no mean feat. Stopped in a couple by Jimmy Kelly. He was in Australia fighting not that long ago for the WBO Intercontinental. Has had a world title fight against Liam Smith. Ben Hall as well. So mainly he's been fighting at around 154 to 160. Dignum, as you said, might want to come down or think about it, but he's been at super middleweight so far. He's got skill, Dignum, definitely, and he showed us quite a lot against Anthony Fox. Fox was a live opponent for him. Not a great record, but they've come into the fight on a good
Fox coming off the back of that fight was coming off a good streak, like you say. I think he had 4 or 5 wins straight in a row. Maybe he said, you know what, I feel like turning things around, or just, you know what they say, these away fighters, you don't really know what they're going to want to do some days.
Well, they'd had 4 on the bounce, as you say, and they'd all been away from home, and they'd all been against fighters he was supposed to lose to. That was the idea. So he really fancied it against Dignum. I remember talking to him during fight week. I commentated on the fight, and you could tell by the look about him that he thought this was a big chance on an undercard of a good show. Watkins against Okoli at York Hall to really make a mark, and he very nearly did it. He put Dignum outboxed him for 3 rounds, and he put him down twice, and he wasn't quite gone, Danny, but he was nearly gone, wasn't he?
Yeah, he went down heavily, but and he struggled through the round as well. And he not saved by the bell, but an extra 30 seconds wouldn't have done well for him. But like you say, he got through it. He got the win. He come back with an impressive stoppage win after that as well at York Hall. So he's back now, and he'll be looking to impress again tonight.
He doesn't want to hang around. I remember him telling me that about a year ago, that he's keen to get back.
I don't mean to give away Danny's secrets here, but watch his backhand. He throws it like a screw shot, but to the body, and he's very good with that shot. He throws the jab, and from the southpaw stance, he'll throw that left hand like a screw shot, and it lands in the solar plexus. And I can imagine most boxers have been hit on the solar plexus knows how that feels.
Well, interestingly, in the southern area, Cello Renda was the champion, and he's retired. Retired recently. So we'll see what happens with that one. That title vacant. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people forming an orderly queue. Dignum would fancy it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Dignum's perfectly capable of winning a Southern Area title as well at this stage. I mean, he's had enough fights now. He's experienced. He had the amateur pedigree as well. So someone like Danny would be perfect to step in right now to take on a super middleweight title. But now it's vacant. Cello Renda was way above the level that he was always way above. Like, who would want to fight him for the Southern Area when there's all the other weight divisions have got such, not weaker champions, that's not fair, but Cello Renda's way above Southern Area, and no one would want that. So now it's opened up a door for a lot of fighters, I think.
Goes the battle at the end of the first round. Another interesting scenario is Daryl Williams is stepping up to fight. Daryl Williams is stepping up to fight for the British title, the British super middleweight title. So his English title may become available. A London super middleweight I see around quite a bit. Umar Sadiq, he's a good fighter. He's not had too many fights yet under Frank Warren, but you know, he's a confident guy, definitely, and he wants challenges.
He's getting his name out there. He's doing all the right things in the media. He's actually got like a video diary thing he does. And
his vlog thing, yeah, it's very good. It's very entertaining. He was with us one night, wasn't he? A few months ago.
So he's doing all the right things. And I think it's important for fighters to do things like that. Sometimes I think a lot of the small hall boxers miss a trick with not working hard enough on their social medias. And on the podcast, which I do on Fight Talk, I've had a couple of rants about boys where I feel they should do more advertising themselves. And what Umar does is sort of what everyone should be doing. Danny Dignum, he started the first round very nice with some straight shots, and like I say, that left screw shot to the body, and he's come out now with a nice lead jab, landing clean straight away from the first shot.
Shannon's in good nick though. Really good shape for this.
He looks like he's up for it as well tonight. He's not here to just move about. That was the shot I'm talking about, and regardless whether he reacts to it or not, he will be feeling them shots.
Good left to the body, really whipped it in.
Such a hard shot to block as well, because it depends. You can only bring your elbows in so tight to block a shot, and it's going to come from the angle just between. Because he's a southpaw, it's the same as, well, it's like a left uppercut to the body. It's so hard to block that shot, and Danny can put a lot of power in it because it's his backhand. I remember in the amateurs, I see him fold up a number of boys with that shot in the championships. In the ABAs one year, he had to box twice in one night. I think both boys ended up folding up like deck chairs.
Just looking for the left hand there, Dignum, straight down the middle, didn't quite land it. Fell in behind it a touch and ended up in a clinch with Shannon.
Danny's so textbook and neat and tidy. He seems like he's what you would expect to get from a boy of his sort of schooling. Everything is neat, he's tidy, he's clean. His hands are up when they need to be. He throws all these good straight shots, and he's got good angles on him. He's got quite a lot of the package, hasn't he, Danny? Questions were asked, of course, when he got hit and dropped by Fox. Questions are going to be asked of Fox. He weathered the storm and come back and got the win. So, you know, he's not perfect, but he's got a hell of a lot there already.
He'll have learned more from that fight than any of the others he's had, because he was getting, not impatient exactly, but he wanted to step up to 6 rounds, and now they're taking a little while just to the dynamics of boxing shows and the amount of fights you need to get on sometimes. And he was really relishing that fight against Fox, because he knew that Fox had come to win, that it would be a proper fight, and it was over 6 rounds, and he certainly got a proper fight, but it was what he wanted. And you know, it's a box ticked when you come through something like that. It doesn't mean you're going to go on and win a British title or any kind of title necessarily, but you learn something about yourself, I guess.
I think that would have done his reputation a world of good as well, because it's sort of like we've spoke about before. It's easy to go out there and sort of move around with journeymen and away fighters, but when you get one like Fox, who's come off the back of a load of wins, who comes and gives you a hard night's work, and you show that just because it isn't going to the script that you wanted, you're still there to fight. Danny can show that he can come through that stuff. I actually believe that Danny's legs sort of went a little bit there. I know he was manhandled into it, but there was a reaction from his legs.
Kevin Lilly training Danny Dignum, also trains Danny Egbenike, Danny Darko as he's known. He's just been signed to MTK. He looks a good fighter.
Danny giving us a little smile over from the corner there. I think he's enjoying himself tonight.
It's a good atmosphere to box in. Pretty much a full house by now, I would say. Still people coming in through the doors, the tables round ringside. And
this has been a fantastic venue that they've had here. Danny is a Brentwood boy himself. I'm sure his brother's here. They've got a lot of supporters, a lot of followers around here. From the amateurs, they were always pretty well known.
So John, his twin brother, won an ABA title in 2011 and just kind of drifted away from boxing really to concentrate on work and other things, but he's still involved behind the scenes. And
yeah, he did have a brief pro career, I believe, as well. I think it may have been 3 fights. I think it was 2 wins, 1 loss. And then I think he got the loss and he sort of thought, well, you know, he dipped out of it. That could potentially have been a sort of time where Danny may have sort of not took over, but, you know, there was both of them in and around the championship level, and then it was Danny's just on his own to shine. And it wasn't long after that when Danny turned pro.
Nice straight left hand there from Dignum, but Shannon is shaping aggressively himself at the start of this round, as he has done in the previous two. He's definitely come to try and have a go here. Also, just feinting with that front foot there, Dignum, then takes the feet back nicely.
I feel like Shannon's coming in with their big wild swings. I think he's hoping to catch Danny with one, and then if Dan takes a second to regroup, that's when Shannon's going to look to explode all over him. Because he stays back, stays calm, then has outbursts. I think, like you say, he's looking for one shot, I think.
Straight right hand there from Shannon, and that brought some encouragement from the corner. And I think he's realised in the third round here, Shannon, that there's no way in a million years he's going to get near Dignum if he tries to box him. He's got to try and roughhouse him and just do something weird almost to try and get to him.
Yeah, he's not going to outbox Danny. He's never going to outbox Danny. Danny's too good, too smart and too slick. His best chance is to get rough, try and throw a wild one, catch Danny. If he catches Danny, you never know. All he needed a second, he can unload. A few moments in a round can win you a round. Danny can outbox him, but a few moments of recklessness can win you a round. But equally, Danny's a big puncher, so Shannon could run into one and take an effect.
We're just getting onto the inside there, just try to put it on Dignum physically a bit.
Big shot landed there from Danny. Both men taking some big shots in this round here. Been an entertaining round.
It's been a good round, yeah. Best round of the fight, definitely. Nice long backhand there from Dignum. Crowd getting into this one too.
Another great fight this. There have been a few good fights this evening where you think sometimes you can look at the card and you can think, right, there's a lot of away fighters here this evening, but some of the fights tonight, they've had some real good opponents come out of the away corner. They've come to fight, and Danny's got a great opponent here tonight. I see Danny's been in the rounds at this stage, but his opponent Shannon is definitely here for a fight.
Nice jab there from Dignum. Didn't quite land the backhand that came after it. Bell goes to the end of the round. Good round. And as you say, decent fight. Just a good, slightly different approach in that round, Shannon. So halfway through this one, scheduled with 6 at super middleweight.
It's another one of them fights where at the end of the fight, if it continues like this, Dan's likely to get the score, but you can see an argument to give Shannon a share of some of the rounds. He's doing just enough not to win the rounds at the moment, but if he got a drawed round or he nicked a round, you wouldn't be upset. You'd almost feel sorry for him if he did lose every round.
It's very harsh the way boxing's scored, isn't it, sometimes, because you can be really in a round, but say you lose 2 minutes of every round, then you've won a third of the fight, technically, but you'll lose every round. You'll lose 6-0.
Yeah, and you can look at a fight sometimes and you hear it a lot where the score can be, they've won every single round, but when you watch the fight, you think the rounds are close, but he's just nicked every round. So yes, it's not an unfair score to give him the rounds. He did win them, but by the look on both of their faces, it doesn't always look that way.
Looking for the right hand there, Shannon. Just a little bit too far away. Dignum with a good bit of foot movement there.
Danny too slick for him there, too smart and slick. But I think Shannon's doing the right things, but Danny's equally doing the right things, just a little bit better at this stage.
Aiming that right hand again there, Shannon. Dignum just
swinging a miss.
Moved out of the way of it.
Lovely backhand from Danny there. Lovely backhand. Certainly got a response out of Shannon from that. One of them body shots and then a hook to the head.
Good left hand again there. A couple of good shots. The best of the fight so far, and he's looking accurate here. Dignum goes with a jab. Shannon just falling in, takes another one flush. And Jeff Hyde just having a really good look here. Dignum just shifting his feet nicely. He's trying to move that head there, Shannon, and didn't do a bad job of it because he was catching a few there. He was trapped in the corner. He's still stunned a bit. There's another big left hand, and in comes Jeff Hyde. and that's a good stoppage. Shannon won't like it enormously, but it's a good stoppage by the referee, and that was some quality there from Dignum, some real quality. Long backhand that went straight through the guard, just got him going, and then he never really let him off the hook, just moved his feet to the right, to the left, made a different angle, found an opening, and we had a great view of it, perfect view of it really, and he was just hitting him clean, flush, again and again and again.
Danny going all the right things in the corner there. What we've seen all night, we've seen a lot of boys rush their work and smother their own work tonight, and this is where you can see quality. Someone like Danny there did not smother his work one little bit, sort of teed off on his opponent, every shot seemed to be crisp. Shannon, yeah, he was still there, he wasn't out on his feet, he was buzzed, he was definitely hurt, and I do think it was the right call from the referee. He should have fired back or tried to hold on.
It was quality, it was some quality boxing. He managed to fall in and wrap him up at one point, and Jeff Hines allowed to continue, but then immediately just nailed him with another left hand, and you could see his knees dip, and he sagged into the corner post a little bit, and it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. He's still on his stool over in the corner there. They're just checking him out to make sure he's absolutely fine. A bit of swelling had come up around the right eye as a result of the accuracy of that work.
And after 1 minute and 25 seconds of round 4, the contest was stopped with Danny Shannon in no position to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and now 8 wins from 8 professional fights, still 100%, is Danny DIGNUM!
Danny, congratulations, your unbeaten record stays intact. What a knockout, you must be delighted with that performance.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with that performance. I was pleased to do the 4 rounds and get him out of there. Danny Shannon's a good fighter. He's in great shape, so he obviously trains hard. He don't come here just to take part. He comes here to win. And
oh, he was upset by that stoppage as well.
I think that plays into my hands a little bit, because when people come to win against me, I think that's when I box the best. Anthony Fox, my 2 fights ago, he come to win and he put up a very good fight.
And I'm assuming titles, you're wanting to be Southern area maybe?
I want a title by the end of the year, so whoever's got it, I'm coming from.
Well, listen, well done again tonight.
Thank you.
Back to you, Andy.
Sponsors.